I think I always had a very active imagination as a child. So, unlike other children who plan a sort of career and then change it many times in their lives, I imagined what I would be, and I often imagined myself as characters in history. These were not realistic career plans. Probably not, not for most of my, even up through my teens. It wasn't so much planning that I would be a doctor or I would be a farmer or I would be whatever. It was more planning that I would write a great book, that I would go on a round the world voyage or something like that. So I think the reason I gravitated towards being a writer and a teller of stories is because I never had a very practical nature, really. I guess later in life I got practical about how I could share my imagination with other people. But it was never, no one in my family really emphasized that I needed to be practical, and my natural tendency was to be imaginative rather than practical, if I can draw that distinction. So, yes, I often imagined myself as famous characters from the past. If you had said to me at age 6, what did I want to be when I grew up? I probably would have said, oh, I want to be Alexander the Great when I grow up, or I want to be some other famous, I want to be Napoleon when I grow up or whatever. And I think my family to some extent kind of winked at this and let me get away with it. And in some ways, I feel that I've got away with that my whole life because that became my profession, imagining other lives as a writer for the theater became what I do for a living,